was good. See, look at me. We got Alfo Media. So look, everybody be doing these end of the year lists and their favorite music and their least favorite music and their favorite albums and whatever. I'm not checking out too many. And by too many, I mean this is the only one I'm checking out for favorite music. And I'm not making one, so please don't ask. I'm not. Not this year. Maybe next year, I'll do a couple, but not this year. I feel like I listened to so much good music this year, it would be impossible for me to try and condense it down to a list of any kind at all. But I want to see what Alfo Media was listening to this year because he posted a lot of good videos. So let's see. Laughs, leave me you a goofball, hard beat drop. Nah, for real, that'll be hard.
Hello and welcome to a casual conversation of me talking.
I'm gonna treat this as my favorite music also if I know any of these. Because he be listening to like he a real music listener, bro. I be listening to like the same 6 genres every day for
about my favorite music of the past year. In this video, I'll be discussing albums, songs, artists, and more.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna start doing that now. Crash by Charlie XCX was one.
I have it saved. I didn't listen to it yet, but this album cover is amazing.
One of my go-tos near the beginning of 2022.
I need to get into Charlie,
While
bro.
I don't see this as one of her more daring or inventive releases, there are more than a few top-notch pop songs that I think have some serious staying power. Stuff like Pop 2, Charlie, and How I'm Feeling Now feel more definitive for who she is as an artist, but I appreciate her sort of taking it back to the basics on Crash and creating the catchy dance pop songs that helped her rise to where she is in the first place. This time they feel more refined, straightforward, and to the point. My favorites on Crash are...
I don't know how people listen to one genre and that's it. And most of the time, at least in my experience, most of the time people listen to one genre, it's either rap or R&B. Like if you're gonna listen to one genre, at least pick a good genre. And by a good genre, I mean not R&B, not old R&B at that too.
New Shapes, which I still constantly randomly sing aloud to myself all these months later, and Baby, which is one of the most replayable earworm songs I've heard in a long time. Motomami by Rosalia is...
Oh, this is one of my favorite projects this year for sure. If I had to do a list, this would probably end up being like in the top 25, maybe top 30, I don't know.
Sensational, and it shows the range of a musician with the world in the...
I got into this because of Kenny Beats, literally. Kenny Beats played the Chicken Teriyaki video on stream when it came out, and then he played another one, and I was like, nah, this is hard. So then when that album came out, I listened to like 4 more songs, because I didn't think I'd react to it. So I literally just listened to like 4 songs, and I loved them, so then I reacted to the rest of it. But, bro... Shout out to Kenny.
The palm of her hands. It's impossible to put an album like this in a box, and it feels like this crazy blend of past, present, and future. The hooks are to die for. The production is unbelievable. Some of the most dynamic.
There are some I get, like ones that are more broad, but is pop broad? Pop for the most part can be. It in a traditional sense, it is, because I feel like there's only... Like how with rap, there's like a million subgenres. There's way less with pop. It's like there's pop, there's dance pop, there's like, I guess some of the stuff Olivia Rodrigo has done is like pop. So like pop punk, I guess, in a certain way, even though that's more like on the rock side, I guess. A mix of both. Electro pop, pop rap. I don't know. It really just depends, but I feel like overall it's pretty broad. Because there isn't much difference within like the subgenres besides production. Whereas like in rap, you'll have regular rap, you'll have experimental rap, you'll have pop rap, you'll have, a plug-in beat, and it all sounds different. With like pop, you can tell it's pop music, it just might have different production. But something else is like, it's really just gonna sound different.
epic of the year, in my opinion, and the overall variety on this thing is unparalleled. Without trying to be too dramatic, I see this as one of the most important albums of the decade so far. The songs I like the most are Candy. The titular sort of interlude of Motomami is a bizarre pump-up song for me.
It's
Apologies for any mispronunciation, but Bizcochito is exhilarating, and then Hentai is a top 5 song of the year for me.
The vocals on Hentai are crazy. Like, she went crazy on Hentai, bro.
Her vocals are moving, and then the structure of all of it, going from the gentle piano to the gritty industrial sounds coming in later, is legendary stuff. Okay, I know people are obsessed with Ants From Up There by Black Country New Road, and while I like the album, it's not something that I really listen to a lot, except I did have Good Will Hunting in a few different playlists. The performances from everybody are excellent, the lyrics are clever, and the whole thing.
I feel like this is one album I heard about consistently this entire year. I gotta listen to it. I might listen to it next stream or something. I don't know. I might do just like a random music reaction stream next week. I'm not locking that in though, so don't hold me to that.
Thing has this compelling ups and downs.
Now listening to one subgenre is insane. Like, you need to be in an insane asylum. Insane. No, literally. Imagine only listening to like experimental rap. So you're only listening to like Death Grips, JPEG Mafia. I don't even know who else. And that's it. That sounds like such a terrible time, bro.
Ins and outs kind of spirit that made me love playing it in the car and singing along. Yaya Bay's Remember Your North Star is an aptly titled record that hits on a deeply spiritual basis for me.
I didn't hear about
it. The production feels painstakingly planned out with its different modes of lo-fi, live instruments, various effects on the vocals, some stuff that sounds like it's right out of a voice memo, and then other tracks that are rich and grand. You get neo soul, some reggae, R&B, etc. Dragon New Warm Mountain, I Believe in You is a...
Slow down. Go back.
Singing along. Yaya Bay's Remember Your North Star is an aptly titled record that hits on a deeply spiritual basis for me. The production feels painstakingly planned out with its different modes of lo-fi, live instruments, various effects on the vocals, some stuff that sounds like it's right out of a voice memo, and then other tracks that are rich and grand. You get neo soul, some reggae, R&B, etc. Dragon New Warm Mountain, I Believe in You is a sprawling epic of high-quality music, including moving Americana, offbeat folk rock, and hazy psychedelic stuff that belongs in a museum. Adrienne Lenker is a once-in-a-lifetime songwriter, and what she came up with for this album is baffling. The greatest example of that, and quite possibly my song of the year, is Simulation Swarm. It's like I simultaneously have...
What 5 albums would you listen to for the rest of your life? See, that's when it starts getting weird, bro. And that's why I don't like doing lists. That's why I don't like doing none of that. Cause like, I personally would lose my mind trying to pick. But let's see. Let me just try and get the first 5 I can think of that would possibly make sense. Maybe. So off the rip, I need The Life of Pierre 4 in there. Except I'm counting Deluxe in, so it's basically both albums, because Deluxe is 2 albums, kinda. I honestly feel like Deluxe is a separate album, and then T-Lot 4 is a separate album, but they just go together. And I know that they're together on streaming, but like, anyways. So I'm counting that as 1. That's 1. Let me scroll through from the bottom. Man on the Moon 1 by Kid Cudi, Yeezus by Kanye West. That's already 3. Yikes. Oh man. Never mind. I'm not doing this. I can't do 5. I need at least 25, bro.
No idea what she's talking about. But
I can honestly get through 5 full-length albums like 6 times in a day. And I know that they're longer than 24 hours if you do that, but I could do that. I could make that happen. Like, that's how much I listen to music, bro.
Also giving me The Secrets of the Universe. It's next level. A collaboration that intrigued me on paper and ultimately delivered what I was hoping for. Muramasa, Lil Uzi Vert.
I did not listen to this. I actually had this song in my React To playlist for a long time, and I never reacted to it. Igor, Thriller, Nothing Was the Same, Call Me If You Get Lost, What We Was. I've heard of the last one. Valid.
Pink Pantheress and Shy Girls Baby Cakes is a cute, eclectic track that's more than the sum of its parts. The range of influences are clear,
yeah,
but they come
this.
together to make something
and Pink Panthers dropped the EP. We should listen to that today if we have time.
Very cohesive.
I doubt we'll have time,
Similarly, Still Woozy and Remy Wolf's Pool is another easy listening,
I didn't know about this drop, but I've been meaning to get more into Remy Wolf, so I'll get around to it. That was my PBOEO Valid.
Collab that I think fell through the cracks for me. I intentionally underplayed it when it came out because of how perfectly made in a lab for me this thing was, and I didn't want to make myself sick of it. But yeah, it's very melodic and lovely. Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is a weird one for me. This is the least that I've ever replayed a Kendrick album after it's come out.
I listened to it twice in its entirety, once when I reacted to it, and then another time after that. And I haven't listened to it in its entirety since. And that was literally like 2 days after I reacted to it. So 2 days after it came out. It definitely does not have very high replayability, but that's the point. Like, it's not supposed to. As a full project, there are some songs that are supposed to be replayed, like Die Hard, like N95, like Mr. Morale, but in general, I feel like most of the songs have little to no replayability. Listen to singles too, that'd be valid. If you can listen to singles too, I'd need like 100. Because I literally, it's so hard for me to pick like music because I literally have 9,729 songs alike. Like, it's just, I could never, bro. I could try to get 100 out of that. Maybe.
But still, that does not mean that it's not genius. United in Grief is like a musical prelude, and then N95, which feels more like the actual opening track to me, kicks things off in a brilliant way. It sets the scene for this surreal meditation on the state of rap music and trap elements with an obvious conscious background. Kendrick teaming up with Kodak Black of all people to be the narrator for this therapeutic, on-the-ground guerrilla journalism is galaxy brain stuff, and it becomes all the more fascinating with complicated, controversial songs like We Cry Together and Auntie Diaries. What it lacks in replayability, it makes up for in the ability to start a real, intense conversation. It almost feels like Kendrick has gone beyond music with this, and he's writing a long-form essay or a stage production. If you're looking for an up-and-coming band in the emo...
Alright, Igor, Call Me If You Get Lost, Apollo 21, Nirvana. Nirvana has a self-titled album? I didn't know that. And Love Black. Yeah.
Alt-rock scene with some mathy influences and a 90s aesthetic, might I suggest Ravi and her EP It Grows on Trees, with lovable, relatably snarky concepts and direct, effective production. It's hard to find any qualms with this release. Every song is worth checking out, but the sensitive and also explosive AJ is...
It's Fado, because she only got 5,000 monthly listeners, bro. She about to blow up.
The song I treasure the most. Remember when Joji's Glimpse of Us was absolutely everywhere for a little while?
If I could remove him, please, I'd pick Mr. Green. Valid.
That was fully deserved in my opinion.
I was playing that earlier. I was listening to First Day, like on repeat.
I think in the past, this dude has gotten by due to his prior internet significance and not the actual quality of his music, but this is all the proof I'll ever need going forward. The best vocals he's ever put on a track, the best writing he's ever done, catchy, memorable, it's everything you could want. This is Joji being the real deal. One thing I wanted to do is sort of address what I've been listening to during 2022 that did not come out in 2022.
See, I
and
like
just
that.
about everything leads back to Dijon.
Yes. He just like me for real. That's why we locked in, man. Yo, bro. This project, literally every single song was in my top 100 songs of this year in my Spotify app. Literally every single song. Except for maybe the outro. Was it? I can't remember. But either way, bro, this project is amazing. The live versions are amazing. If you have not heard it, literally leave my stream and go listen to it right now and then come back and let me know how your life changed for the better because of it. I'm telling you, bro. This album is so good.
John and his album Absolutely.
It's so good.
Released in November of 2021.
No, Nirvana didn't make a self-titled album or whatever you said. Album Nirvana's from Beacon the Ruler. Oh, okay. I forgot that. I was like, what? But yeah, it's valid.
This was statistically the album that I listened to the most this year. 5 of its songs make up my most listened to songs.
That's so valid. That's so valid, bro. The Justice is amazing. I wish the song got a video, man, or like a live version. I wish, man. Oh man.
And I think it's firmly cemented itself as my favorite thing in a long time. He's become the king of genre bending in my mind, and his perspective...
I don't even know what to call Absolutely genre-wise. I don't know.
And where he's coming from musically and artistically is endlessly interesting to me. The short concert film for the album is perfect. Finding old videos...
Song 3 is so far.
Videos of him playing live is like striking gold to me. The dude has
videos of him playing live. Oh wait, he's touring with Elton John. That's probably why. Because I'm like, when did he perform these? But I forget he's touring. From BK.
R&B folk song that features John C. Reilly on it.
That's
The Dress
crazy.
is one of the finest R&B pop songs ever made.
Yep.
Rodeo Clown is the most emotive song I've ever heard, and I just think he's breathtaking. Besides everything Dijon, I've been getting into some older country stuff like Gary Stewart and his song She's Acting Single, Blaze Foley's Clay Pigeons, and Travis Tritt's Help Me Hold On. There's a folk rock song called Long Story Short by the Avett Brothers that I've been obsessed with. I was listening to Simon and Garfunkel's solo projects a lot. I've become a bigger Biba Doobie fan and have been going through her whole discography.
I really want to. I feel like I've seen so many just like random videos or like TikToks from her, and then I just know some of her music to where like I need to get more into her. I just haven't. But she fought though.
Doobie fan and have been going through her whole discography. P.S. The track Sunny Day off her new album rips. It's probably top 20 of the year for me. I was listening to Goodbye Horses every day.
I wish you could anonymously do TTS.
After Q Lazarus died, and Agony by Young Lean has been on rotation recently too. Another fantastic up-and-comer is the one-of-a-kind May Simonis, with creative harmonies, high technical skill, and backgrounds in jazz, pop, and folk rock. It's unlike much else you'll hear in today's landscape, and her EP Tsukino will prove it. Kodoku and Mushu are my personal picks. Two things that I seriously don't think
it honestly has to be in here. It does.
I have much to add on to because they've been reviewed and discussed over and over again this year.
So is this.
Bad Habit by Steve Lacy is one of the...
Oh, I thought he just meant the whole album itself. This does not have to be. But I guess.
Foremost pop songs of the past 5-10 years maybe, and Beyonce's album Renaissance is the breath of fresh air that was much needed in mainstream music today.
See, I would agree, except Drake did it a month earlier with Honestly Nevermind. So honestly, no. But it is really good. Replayability, meh. But there's a few gems in here. Like gems, for real. There's a few of them. Especially the transition from Heated into Energy into Break My Soul. That is a crazy 3-track run. Crazy 3-track run, bro.
Moving on. There were 2 songs from Muna's album that I've been steadily listening to throughout the year. Kind of Girl slots well into
Muna, they were performing on they were performing on Amazon Prime Music, and what's it called? Amazon Music on Twitch, and I got there late, so I didn't know who they were. And then once I did, their set was over, so I really didn't hear much of their music. But I followed them on Spotify though, because I had to see what they was talking about. But I hadn't heard anything about them, so I ain't, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I needed. The Twitter post from earlier just popped up.
What I 63 says, I had a dream the other day where a concert was going on and for some reason Emaru was streaming it. Rico and Nasty, Bieber Doobie and I think some other girl named Be-Eyed Kuto and Rico Nasty had that rock haircut with the sides cut off.
Yo, she be styling, bro. That's kind of fire though. And why would Emaru be streaming? Yo, I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of fire though. That's valid. Emaru enjoyers are honestly like the best people on Twitch, to be honest. She's so valid, bro.
An imaginary niche micro genre that I've made, which is songs that feel like they should be on the soundtrack to the 1999 rom-com She's All That, and then Anything But Me opens up with lyrics that scratch a very particular itch in my brain. You're gonna say that I'm on a high horse. I think that my horse is regular sized. Did you ever think maybe you're on a pony going in circles on a carousel ride? You're gonna say I asked for the moon. I think that it's you with your head in the sky. All that I wanted was somebody honest, living for more than their next good time.
We getting to Muna early next year. That's fire.
Another artist on the rise that everybody should get on the bandwagon for.
Imagine Emaru hosting Rolling Loud or something. I genuinely can't. That would be funny though. But I genuinely can't. Okay, I'm not gonna say this. Race
Ives, who dropped Janky Star in June of this past year. Through these very concise, sort of goofy synth-pop tunes, she captures feelings of loneliness, anxiety, and more understandable themes of the internet age. Vocally, she almost reminds me of a more lighthearted, silly Lana Del Rey with aesthetics of somebody like Nilüfer Yanya, who also put out a wonderful album this year. I gave this album its own video.
Hey, Louis!
Which I rarely do, so here's a quick summary. Kenny Beats' Louis is a special, much-needed project for this time period in music, to make what is essentially a beat tape with so many engaging collaborators from different fields.
I literally listen to this album all the time. Like, all the time. Let me check my Scrabble. Let me check my Louis Scrabbles, bro. Like, literally, I listen to this all the time. I listened to it yesterday. Like, most recent was yesterday. For sure. I listened to it 38 times this week. At least I think that's how that works. I don't know, but it's in my top 3 most streamed albums this week. It's literally Flawless Like Me by Lucky, Wood Tip by Zach Fox, Louis by Kenny Beats, Good Movie by Pierre, and then Phone M by Chief Keef. Like, I've been playing that more than anything else, album-wise.
And have it come out this balanced with love and care bursting out of every track is something else. Hats off to Kenny. God Save the Animals by Alex G was just below great for me.
Again, heard it from Kenny. What's it called? He played what's the name of that song? Why can't I think of the name of that song, bro? It's in this playlist on me. It didn't click search. I played it on stream before, I think. Cross the Sea. He played the Cross the Sea video when it dropped, and I had no idea what was happening. I just knew it was really good. And then I found out that Alex G is not a new emerging artist, and he's like fine. He's been really big for a long time. And people caught lice at one of his concerts. It'd be like that sometimes. Yes.
But Runner is a song that I play most days, and it's top 3 of the year from my perspective. I think it's a beautiful combination of everything that his music stands for, if that makes sense. Part of me has always wondered if he would ever make a song that could be universally loved and a potential radio hit, while staying 1000% true to his melancholic, cryptic indie rock self, and Runner is is that and more. Not that I'm saying that he's some niche unknown artist or something, but like, he performed this song on Jimmy Fallon. I could have seen him doing this on SNL, and that means more to me than I ever thought that it would. I love how hopeful and wholesome this track is, while still being a bit messed up and self-deprecating. The part where he screams is one of my favorite moments in music this year. Those ad-libs during the third verse, where it mumbles, yes, in this encouraging, percussive way, is also one of my favorite moments in music this year, and I could go on. This song rules. I am 99% sure I'm gonna make a video about the 1975 at the beginning of next year and their discography and whatnot.
I need to get into the 1975. I ain't gonna lie. Dude is wildin'. He's wildin'. He's been kissing everybody at like every single show this tour, which I don't even know why they're touring. Did they drop an album? I don't know. But either way, he's kind of wilding, bro. He gonna catch something acting like that. But it's his life, not mine. So you know, whatever. But either way, musically, I need to get into the 1975 a lot more. I know like 3 songs by them, and it's embarrassing. Or 4. Where's the 3? Robbers, Someone Else, Money. There's another one off the self-titled album that I know for sure. Can't think of it though. There's just somebody else. I don't know. Oh, Love Me, Falling For You. Okay, I know a couple more songs, but still, I barely know any music from them. Like barely.
So I will keep my thoughts on being funny in a foreign language to a minimum, but here is my thesis. For years, I have been both obsessed with this band and also kind of don't care about them whatsoever. Their previous releases have both excited and let me down simultaneously. I think Matty Healy is annoying, pretentious, and yet I will continue to keep coming back for more. This project is their magnum opus. They've taken out a lot of the fluff that has complicated former albums, and Happiness is another one of my picks for Song of the Year. Groovy, sweet, infinitely danceable, and I'm a big fan of the lyrics. Oh, I would go blind just to see you. I'd go too far just to have you near. Okay, so I'm mad at everybody for not telling me about MJ Lenderman and his album Boat Songs when it came out. I just started listening to him a few weeks ago, and admittedly, it did catch me at the perfect time with my recent foray into country music. He's like this confounding country, alt, indie rock hybrid of a dirtbag Kurt Vile and a new age drive-by truckers. You Have Bought Yourself a Boat is also top 5 for me, and I'm hoping that I haven't said that about more than 5 songs yet. One of the best rap singles of the year, the We Not Humping remix featuring Flo Milli, is energizing, funny, the beat is so simple but it works wonders, and it's an ultimate make you feel like the main character in your own music video kind of track. Slaughter Beach Dog has become my favorite band in the time since the indefinite hiatus of Modern Baseball, and Jake Ewald is my go-to
Baseball's on a hiatus? Then I just heard about them like 4 months ago. Maybe that's why I didn't know that.
Songwriter that brings me creative energy whenever I hear his words. Live at the Cabin is just an acoustic live album, mostly with songs that have been around for a while, but I love it, I love him, and I will never say no to a solid live session. Perhaps this is me actively trying to be less cynical, but as a guy that's been talking about the negative effects that TikTok has had on the music industry for well over 2 years now, I disagree with the popular take that Carly Rae Jepsen was intentionally making TikTok sounds on this album. Did she?
I haven't heard anything from Carly Rae Jepsen in like 6 years. She has music, like popular music on TikTok, bro? I didn't know that. That's kind of crazy. I had a dream I had a set with Coi Leray on a deal with Amazon Music. Just thought I'd share that info. That'd be kind of hard though, because I feel like now, like people would actually get lit at her shows, bro. I feel like she has enough music now to where that would be a thing. Because they was doing her dirty for a while, but she only had like 5 songs, you know, so that'd be hard.
adapt to general trends moving more towards disco, alternative pop, and maybe even a sprinkle of house? Yeah, for sure. Are her hooks ridiculously cute, playful, catchy, and perfect for a TikTok trend?
I have it saved.
Yes, but they always have been. I don't care what anyone else says, that part in The Loneliest Time, you know the one I'm talking about, is bold and inventive.
She be dropping deluxe or B-sides or something. So I'm going to wait on that one a little bit longer than normal. And by a little bit longer than normal, I think when I listen to albums, I'm going to go in alphabetical order by artist. So or should I go by album? I don't know. I'll wait on that one though, for sure.
It is not pandering. I know a lot of people despised the Minions soundtrack for some reason, but Phoebe Bridgers doing Goodbye to Love was amazing. It's a heart-wrenching song that the current Queen of Sorrow did plenty of justice to. I have been dreaming of the return of 100 gecs. Nobody else can match what they etched into my brain in 2019, and the Snake Eyes single with Hey Big Man, Torture Me, and Runaway is glorious. Madison Cunningham is one of the premier singer-songwriters of the year. Her voice is ridiculous. Her technical skills are even better. She's versatile to a T, and she's somehow still extremely humble. If you want something ambient adjacent that feels like flipping through a very raw scrapbook, check out Blue Angel Sparkling Silver. They dropped 5 albums this year and have made a significant impact on...
Listen to Young and Tita? No, I know who that is. What does that mean? He's heard Yeet? Oh yeah, he definitely knows who Yeet is. This dude listens to everybody. Like actually listens to everybody. I listen to everybody. He listens to everybody. Kind of crazy. Who did he say this is?
Flipping through a very raw scrapbook, check out Blue Angel Sparkling Silver. They dropped 5 albums this year and have made a significant impact on the way that I look at new releases. I have not listened to the SZA album enough times yet to get a proper gauge on it. I mean, 23 tracks is a lot, but it does not.
Blue Angel Sparkling Silver has 452 monthly listeners, and they dropped 5 albums this year. That is crazy. That is actually crazy. They wildin', bro.
Not seem bloated to me. The melody on Kill Bill is one of her best ever. Blind is the definition of dreamy, and I'm really happy that she did something like Smoking on My X-Pac. She gets labeled as one-dimensional sometimes, and this track shows what else she has to offer. I highly recommend Trophy Wife.
I'll give that one some time before I might listen to the rest of it. I ain't gonna lie. Might. 5 albums this year, yes. Like, they have no other music besides the 5 albums they dropped this year. They moving like young boy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But I'll give the SZA album some time because I feel like recency bias is playing a lot into, you know, why people are loving this so much. Because a lot of people are saying the same thing about Kendrick. They was loving the Kendrick album when it first came out, and then it kind of just fell off. So I'm gonna give this SZA album like 2 years. I ain't gonna lie. Because she don't drop consistently, so I'll give her like 2-3 years. Then listen to it, see how it feels.
EP Voyeur moody alt rock with expert vocals.
Hey, what is this?
If you're looking, and this track shows what else she has to offer. I highly recommend Trophy Wife's EP Voyeur for moody alt rock with expert vocals. If you're looking for intense personality and emotion through somebody singing, look no further. I remember hearing a snippet of what would become Enough on TikTok, and I'm glad it's finally out. The album I Love You Jennifer B by Jockstrap was an unreal debut that I still haven't quite wrapped my...
How much for a queso beat? Time, to be honest. I genuinely don't produce. I could make the most like minimal beat ever. Straight up kick, clap, hi-hats, and maybe like a perk in there or two. That's it. But like beat wise, I genuinely am not making beats. I haven't opened Logic Pro up in well over a year now. It's been a long time.
My head around, even though it's been out for a few months.
Once I actually learn how to make beats, then, you know, we can talk about pricing. You know what I'm saying? But for right now, like it just ain't happening.
Sonically, it's one of the more
now I can executively produce and pick beats and give you ideas, but I can't like make a beat.
Unique collections of tracks I've heard in 2022 that feels like a road trip through space and time. You get glitchy electronic
what
stuff,
are these vocals?
acoustic
Producing stream? Producing stream can come when I actually know what I'm doing. To be honest, I personally don't want to like figure out that. Like I need to like lock in. When I learn how to make beats, I'm literally gonna like lock in just on Logic. No type of anything else going on, like dark basement vibes and just Logic, and just really like teach myself how to make beats. But once I do that, then we could definitely do some producing streams for sure.
Ballads that turn into massive, lush sing-alongs, noisy mayhem, spoken word, and so much more. It's a blast. And finally, I cannot leave you here today without mentioning Chase Egley and his new album Chaseland. With 8 carefully crafted songs, each with their own DIY music video, Chase accomplishes a similar thing that I was talking about with Alex G. It's this balancing act of maintaining complete creative control while simultaneously broadening your horizons and letting a wider audience in on the magic. It's a constantly entertaining project of his patented jazz pop with a 70s folk rock glue holding everything together. I'd suggest it to fans of Paul McCartney's Ram, some Doobie Brothers, and Benny Sings for good measure. That's everything I feel inclined to talk about at this time. Have a happy holiday. Thank you for your support as always, and I'll see you next year. Hey, thank you for watching that video. If you want to support the channel, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on social media at RenshawHS. You can buy my merch.
I like the list, man. Not gonna lie. I like it, bro. The stuff I recognize at least, which wasn't much, but whatever it was, good stuff, you know?